And here we are. We've made it so far. We've got 10 races to go on Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday, Keith. Of course, we have to touch on it. What a weekend so far. So we have Super Bowl Sunday, but we had Forrest Boyce get her 1,000th win. We had Cal Lynch get his 1,000th win in the last yesterday with a 4-1 shot.
Yeah, Troy Singh. I mean, first
Yes.
win as a trainer. So lots of accomplishments this weekend, no doubt about it. It's been a good weekend. Yesterday was a little bit of a trying card for me all the way through. A couple winners, knocked on the door upstairs betting on. I'm really kind of miffed at myself. One of the pick threes, I let go at a big number, but that's a story for another day. But that's the challenge that we get here day in and day out. So we had an early pick four, paid really well, over 3,000. That was a good one. So yeah, lots of things. But yeah, it's good for Forrest, good for Cal, good for Troy, everybody. And they're going to get it through this weekend right now, Sunday. And we got a little game going on tonight, but racing action is first.
We're going to get you nice and warmed up for Super Bowl here with 10 races on the card. Let's take a look at what we've got going on. Not so warm enough.
Yeah.
But again, we were talking about it, Keith, just to kind of a little bit of that annoying drizzle throughout the night over here has just made it a sealed track today.
Yeah, and we'll see if they decide to open it up. I know you'll let the fans know. But right now, sealed, if you had to say what it is, I'd still think it's kind of fast if they open that thing up, wouldn't you think?
I would have to agree. I
think
think it's not enough rain. It would still be pretty tight if they opened it up. So, yeah, I agree with you there, Keith. Let's get going on that first early pick 5, which, of course, is in a maiden special weight. We kick things off, interestingly, a one-turn mile on the dirt for the straight 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
Keith, you have the rail horse on your top selection, Fluff the Pillow, for Horacio De Paz, Victor Carrasco. They teamed up for a nice winner on Friday, I believe.
De Paz been running some horses here of late, huh? A couple off the claim. He's gone in off of Chad Brown a few times up in New York, and these horses have made their way to lovely Laurel Park. Yeah, I thought this was a little bit of a tricky opener. You've got a firster that you got on top gun runner. I'll let you talk about that one. I'll go Fluff the Pillow, though. I like the improved speed last time out. It's a race that has produced a winner up there in New York. And interesting, took a while for this one to get going. Jock really kind of had to urge him out of the gate to get his attention. Once he got leveled off the first 16th, 8th of a mile, he handled that outside pressure, and I thought ran dead game to the wire. So you're going to see, again, you're looking at the race setting up, not a ton of true speed. I think he's going to use that to his advantage and stay the trip here in the opener.
You asked me to touch on the number 4, of course, is a Brittany Russell first-time starter in Bad Advice. Sneaky Betty, of course, she was just so close in getting a bunch of these listed stakes. But in the top, she was in the Tom Proctor barn. Her half-sibling was in the Tom Proctor barn as well. There is no half-sibling, but Sneaky Betty, yes, Tom Proctor, who usually does okay with his first, second, third-time starters. I think just coming into Brittany's barn, we see a little bit more. Interestingly enough, I like the 2 gate works, the 5 furlong and then just a half a mile to kind of tighten things up. So Gun Runner, 17%, first time routing. Again, Brittany Russell, I think she's great with her second time routers, and she's very good with her first time routers. I mean, she's hitting at a 24% clip, 12 for 51 right now. So it's nothing to sneeze at, but at the same time, I always like to maybe give them one, which is where I understand your top selection and Fluff the Pillow, just having a solid bottom coming into this.
Yeah, he didn't take a lot of play. Fluff the Pillow in that debut, 8-1 behind Otello, who went on to win a stake. I think the Macho Man. But yeah, it'll be interesting. See if the money. We're way away from post time right now, but see if the money pours in on Bad Advice, $600,000 purchase. Now, the one thing I will say about that she's done very well. You touched upon it with the routers. Last 3 years on the dirt at this mile distance.
Okay.
5 for 15, 33%, 9 for 15 in the money. It's really good. I think Work Hard is a horse to take a look at as well. We're going to go second time gelding angle for Gary Cap, second off of a break, and we know that's a potent move for this barn. Sprint to route stretching. I think it's going to work. I like this one to kind of get in a good stalking position with Barbosa, who's riding well. One doesn't. He's a talented young rider to work out a trip from just off of it and try to make that move top of the stretch.
And there we have it. 1-2-7-5 for Keith Fustel there in the first. Talented bunch
it
here
is.
in
It's
the
a good
first.
group. Yeah.
It's a great way to kick off this Sunday here today as we go on to race number 2 that starts the early pick 4. Keith, you have your top selection in the number 4 in this claiming 16,000. 16,000 for the girl 4-year-old and up event. Another mile event in Mo Tough. Let's go ahead and touch on that one really quick. Steven Chirkup, Julio Hernandez, shipping from Penn National.
Yeah, this is a barn that's had success, synthetics to dirts, and coming south, Penn National here in Maryland. To do okay, to win some races, I thought she ran very well with the blinkers on December 23rd with a good determined run to get up and beat Little Baby Girl. A decent number of 55 that day, going 6 furlongs. Went up to Penn National and just hooked a couple horses in a couple races that were on rolls. The last time out, she was out of condition. That was a 3 in life. She's back into a 2 in life today, and I think there was 2 park shippers that went 1-2 in that race at Penn in the most recent start. Made a little run, just couldn't quite go with those 2. I think today, looking at the flow of the race, Nami certainly going from the inside. I think she can set up shop somewhere 3 or 4 out of it by mid-turn and get it done. Here's Nami, and the race may have to go through her. So Barbosa live in this double with Gary Capp in the opener. Nami here, 2-1 morning line in race number 2, your morning line favorite. She rode the wave of the racetrack. Form has gotten better, though. I think she held very well in a mile 16, 2 races back after breaking slowly. She also kept on gamely last time out. Rode that good part. We saw Golden Charm just get beat on a raise. Chances look pretty good here for Nami on the front. It may take a little pressure from Forgotten Gift. I think looking for water, your top selection is right back, I think, where she needs to be.
Right.
Going this mile distance to sit chilly off the pace. She's run some good races out of Router Ground. I think you're going to see her jump back into better form this afternoon.
The 4-2-1-8 for Keith Fusel there at the start of the early pick 4. Race number 3 is another maiden special weight. 7 furlongs on the dirt for the straight 3-year-olds here today. Scratch in the 4, Virginia City. Scratch in the 5, No Foolin' Mo. Keith, you have the number 3 on top. Union Bulldog, Horacio De Paz, Javian Toledo come in. Another one. Claim off of Chad Brown, tried in New York, comes down to, as you mentioned, lovely Laurel Park.
Yeah, lovely Laurel Park by Golden Sense. Bred to handle any type of racetrack. So if we do get a little bit more moisture in track, I don't think that's going to be a terrible issue for Union Bulldog. Inner part of the track, last time going up and reading those notes on the NYRA website, inside might have been slightly negative. Was well placed into a pretty good flow, just didn't quite kick on. But we're going to get Lasix today, shortening up a furlong, which I like. I like the horses going from a mile to 7/8, and a key race as well. That third place finisher came back to run an 84 and galloped next time out. So running against the right kind, positional speed, a little stamina build up off of those couple mile tries, I think it's going to work. And DePaz, a little stat for you here. The last 5 years on the dirt, 8 for 26, 31%. Second off the claim with an ROI of 264.
264. There we have it for Keith Fusel there with his top selection in Union Bulldog. Let's talk about Patinga's twin, Anthony Ferrier, J-Ron Barbosa. Let's also take a look back at that last effort over here at Laurel from that Churchill claim.
Yeah, he's done absolutely nothing wrong in 2 races. Good debut. Might have stole one here for 20,000. We shall see as things continue for Patinga's twin. But, against a little bit of the flow last time out, going between early works outward, that first-time starter did it all on its own right up front for Chucky Lawrence at 10-1. But take nothing away from Patinga's twins' effort. Very game to the wire, striding out the extra furlong. By the looks of that finish, should be just fine.
I agree. It's going to be a nice performance from the number 2, Keith. As you go 3-2-7-6 there for race number 3. Race number 4 is claiming 16,000 for the 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 2. Another mile dirt affair that we have for the 4-year-olds and up. Scratching the number 3, Prince Fire. Keith, you have the number 8 on top. This is last second Louis, and let's go ahead and take a look at that effort 2 back over at Delaware Park in late October. November.
Yeah, this is the other race at Laurel. That's okay. A couple grueling tries, the last 2 going 2 turns, off of freshening, 1 turn today. Gets headed here after making the early pace. Battles back. Really, really game. It gets a lot of sense. Who's kind of become a little bit of a key horse within these, when you're looking back at these 2 in life, 3 in life conditions. This horse has stepped up and has improved a lot of sense. So caught an improving horse there. I think the key is going to be the opening furlong, 3/16 of a mile. See if last second Louis can kind of maybe separate or relax if he has to prompt outside of another horse. the X-Man, going to try to carry this one home for Marici.
He's going to love this track as well today, I think, with the setup. Also, one that might like the track today is Master of None for Trombetta, Karamanos. 8-5, you have this one in your exacta.
Rightly so. Should be the fave, and I think he's going to take a lot of play. Just cannot completely trust him. He had perfect game in a short field. It just didn't kick on. You take away the 59 last time, which still works, could beat this group, 70, 74. So kind of glaring. Maybe a giveaway here for 16,000.
Maybe.
But I think he's going to like what he sees as well. He'll be, I think, perfectly positioned mid-turn to move into this flow. He has a touch of flattening out, but maybe this drop-in class will get him over the top. I can look for a little bit better price. Brother Balin's kind of the improving horse coming in. There's Chirkop again from Penn National. If a good effort, much improved buyer figure, changing surfaces there. So you've got a lot of sketchy form you can't really trust here, but you got an improving type in the 4-all toss in, and even Greg Call showed a little versatility last time out. I think he could, if he wants to go, he can, but I think he might be best served stalking the pace today.
There we have it, 8-2-4-1 for Keith Fustel in race number 4. Race number 5 is claiming 25,000, which had never won 3 going 2 turns on the dirt. Also starts the Rainbow Pick 6. I take a look. I go 2-7-8 in the first leg, and in race number 6, I go 7-9, and then I go 7-8 in race number 7. Oh, and if you turn those numbers around, that's 87, Travis Kelsey's number. Race number 8, I go 4 deep there, and then I single in on Rominsky in race number 9, and then 2 deep in the last $19.20 for the Rainbow Pick 6. Again, let's get back to business in race number 5. Claiming 25, never won 3, 2 turns, a mile and 16th. Scratching the number 6, My Mamba. Keith, let's go to talk about Frightland for Brittany Russell. Javian Toledo gets the call, coming down to the lowest level we've seen this guy at.
I'm going to stop you real quick.
Yeah.
Travis Kelsey. So I know who you're rooting for tonight then.
Yes.
Is that true?
I mean, I have
The
red
Chiefs?
lipstick on. I mean, come on.
Well, the Niners, you know, they're a little bit of a red team. Any good plans, any parties? I'm looking for a Super Bowl party. Anybody needs to know.
I thought you were the Super Bowl party.
Well, I might need to head out somewhere tonight.
Oh, jeez.
So we'll see. I'm free this evening, so maybe I can go out and enjoy the game.
What's going on at Greenmount?
I don't know. I'll check in.
You might need to find out.
Greenmount Gary, he's a big Niners fan, so he'll be sitting in the corner,
Sweating.
hoping and praying, I'm sure. Yeah.
Sweating.
Yeah, the beers will be flowing at the Greenmount station for sure. But yeah, let's get back to Frightland.
Sure.
You might get away with a little bit of a price here for a Brittany Russell runner, which you don't usually get. His form's a little dirtied up.
Right.
Now if the track stays, I thought he would run well on a sloppy track 2 races back. He's had excuses. He's run kind of, I don't want to say consistent. The last couple haven't been good. If you throw away the last couple, he's been a little bit dull, but he's had legitimate excuses. He was bumped off his game early last time out. You see the comment, erratic. Something's just not going on. A stumble 2 races back. I don't see a lot of speed in here. Maybe Carvelli and Quest will go, but this one's run okay at 2 turns.
Yes.
Hope he sets up shop. Storming Chrome wants a little bit more moisture. He's in good form. I think he's going to be really tough. Here's another DePaz runner from the inside. He'll stay the trip. Take a shot at Frightland. This is probably now or never for this one. If he doesn't get it here, I think you'll see a big drop for him. But I'll take a shot. One final shot. Let's hope he gets away from the gate cleanly and gets through the first 1/8 of a mile, 3/16 of a mile unscathed.
I have a feeling your Brooklyn guy is going to be a little bit higher than 7-2. So for Diane Marizzi, Angel Cruz gets the call on this one. Returns back to the 2 turns again. Depending on the rain that we get, we may keep a fast track. We may get good. But how do you think? How do you measure?
I like this horse. This horse can make a run even if the pace isn't super demanding. I think he can make a run into it. Gets the old unhurried comment last time. Caught too far back into a flow that was. It worked for the horses up front, Mind Tap and such. So, Brooklyn guy, a little drop back down to 25, 2 in life. He brings a run, no doubt about it today. Rapper Zapper is interesting for me. I glance at Dance Pick. Illman likes this horse a little bit, and I do too. I wish he had a little bit more positional speed. He doesn't, but he's run okay on the dirt. Numbers pretty good recently, running against good company. Comes back to the main track. First time gelding.
Oh.
This horse has never been races a gelding on the main track. That might be a little bit of a helper there, too, getting in light with the apprentice rider, Gene Aguilar.
Rapper Zapper lining it up and rounding it up for Keith Fustel's picks in the 5th as he goes 5-2-4-1. We will be right back after this commercial for race number 6 and the rest of Sunday's card.
Thoroughbred racing is taking vital steps to make our sports safer. These include the use of independent veterinarians, strict anti-doping and medication controls, and a single national authority empowered to create uniform standards and enforce reforms. With each step, more data is gathered, accountability demanded, and progress made as safety takes the lead. Visit ntra.com/safety for more.
Bain claiming 30,000 is our jackpot super high 5 race, of course, and it kicks off our late pick 5 as well. 2 turns again here, a mile and 16th for the straight 3-year-olds. Keith, let's talk about your top selection in Brother Lad, and let's go ahead and not talk, but look at that first effort that we saw back in late December.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
This horse is a recent scratch. Back quick enough. It's not really going to bother me. You've got to work on February the 4th. But settled well back. Pretty good pace. Out of a key race, Point Doom came back to win off the claim. I like the finish here. Down inside, was going to kind of angle out there, decided, hey, that seam is still there. Rolled home that last 70 yards or so. Kept on well on the gallop out. Golden Lads, the stallion, 18% with the dirt routes. Would I've liked to seen one more race under the belt? Probably. But the way this barn's going now, the angles, the first Lasix and all of that, strong. Tim Keefe. Last 2 months, 5 for 20, 25%, 10 for 20 in the money with the maidens.
There we have it.
$8.13 ROI. If you've been on that Tim Keefe train, yeah, you're loaded.
Keep riding it.
Yeah, you're loaded.
Keep riding it. I mean, I fought with this horse on and off of my ticket. Again, you come in with the great angle. That's my only thing. I'm like, I just said to myself, I wish this horse had another race. But what I do love that Tim did is he worked this horse out of the gate going 5 furlongs on February 4th. Love the move. Absolutely love the move. So, I mean, the barn is on an absolute roll. What are their numbers right now? 10 for 15 for this meet thus far. So, yeah, go on with it. So, with Brother Lad, you also go with the number 7 under the overpass for Gaudette and Jamie Rodriguez today.
Yeah, multiple times beaten favorite, taking a lot of money, been hammered down in some races. Going to go for a new barn, a barn that's been just fine, right? Lacey Gaudette, I thought ran okay. Slower track last time out, chasing Omar Cumming, who pulled away. That horse ran sneaky good after the bad stumble. Was it yesterday, I believe? Yeah, and got involved in that battle and just faded a little bit. Like this horse was caught 4 wide against the grain early. Again, a race where, I'm looking at how things are going to set up. I could see under the overpass, maybe up into a stalking position, because these outside horses for Cal Lynch, who I think will take a little bit of play, especially the outside horses, they're going to have to maybe get used a touch to get position. So under the overpass, maybe just slide in behind those two to stalk and move into it. But I like Brother Lad. Bottom side, there's multiple route winners in that family. Espendos, the one, I thought ran sneaky good in debut. Now, you see bottom side Eddie Gourmet, I'm thinking a little bit maybe of a sprinting lean, but enticed newer stallion, 18% with the dirt routers, beaten 9. Okay, Sincerity, Buck and Dreamer took play in that 8-horse field. Sloppy seal track, was taken to rate early, well in hand early between horses, kind of an education. Finished up better than what maybe that running line looks like. Gets a very favorable draw to the inside with Rojas right back for Tony Ferrier.
I like that setup and those picks that you have, Keith. And 4713 in race number 6. Race number 7 is an allowance optional 40,000. Also starts, Keith, your late pick 4.
Yeah. Early pick 4 was just going to be way, way too expensive. I mean, these things are tough, and we're trying to keep them reasonable. So, I catch some grief, and my buddies sometimes they say,
"Don't let them give you any."
No,
grief.
It's so funny. They're like, "Man, you hit a lot of 3 out of 4." Yeah, I know I hit a lot of 3 out of 4s, but we cash on some. You just add a little bit, and it's most of the time it's the other picks we have in our selections.
Right.
So that's kind of how you have to use them. We're keeping things, for the bankrolls that maybe aren't, guys walking in here for $80, $100 can take a shot. 2 deep to get you started. 4 in the 8. Tenebrae, we have a video of that one. Race 8, 2 deep, 1 and 3. Canoodle stays in. Watch your tone for Lacey Gaudette. Race 9, 3 deep with the 1, 5, and 6. Race 10, 3 deep again. 3, 5, 6 for an $18 late pick 4 ticket. Maybe that'll get you out the door with a little coin, and you can enjoy that football game tonight.
There we go, and let's get things rocking and rolling again in this allowance optional 40 6 furlongs on the dirt for the 4-year-olds and up. Scratch in the number 5 at Privet Moon, and you go with the number 8, as do I. At least we can agree on one horse, and that's Tenebris today. Let's go ahead and take a look at that effort last time out here at Laurel.
This is really good. 2 for 2, one of them via DQ at Laurel Park. This effort is strong. I think my even comment when I went back and read the note was a relaxed and makes this run in between horses. And there's Jeopardy James to the outside. It looks like he's going to roll on with it. But look at Pursuit. Doesn't really panic. Still just nursed along, where the other ones are all in a pretty much of a drive. Here's the response that you like to see. Look at the stride, reaching out. Eager as well, we put down. That's an eye-catching kind of a move here for Tenebris. This barn, when they win in bunches. 13 for 40, 33%. With last out winners on the main track with an ROI of 276. There's some flow in here. A little flow came out with Privet Moon, but still plenty of speed for Tenebris to target. We've talked about it, the track shaping up pretty fair, so he can win from a position from right there as well. Dropping in a little bit with that scratch of Privet Moon. He'll stalk and move into it. I think Golden Candy is a horse that you've got to keep an eye on. This barn's been doing okay of late. Drops down a condition. Brother Conway, only beaten 3 by that one. Swill came back to run a pretty good number. 6 furlongs works. Loves this distance. You've got Barbosa. You got a good morning line there at 8-1. There's some value to be had for Golden Candy to slide on up into a good position mid-turn and bring a finish. This could be a little bit closer, what you think. 8-4, 3-1.
There we have it. Keith Fusel goes with those picks in race number 7. Race number 8 is starter optional 20,000. 6 furlongs on the dirt again for the girls, 4 and up. Scratch in the 1A Comedy Act, the 6 Mama G's Wish, the 8 Golden Law. Keith, you have the number 1 on top, which is a canoodle for Jamie Ness. You have a nice little stat for us here today.
Here's a doozy for you. I like that this one stays in. Scratch the other part of the entry. Last 3 years in the dirt, 9 for 14. That's right, 64%, 10 for 14 in the money for the fillies and mares first off the claim and jumping up that 50% tag jump. ROI of 381. Man, I wish maybe the other part would have stayed in to add to the flow of this race. But Canuta, once she's right, she can beat this kind of group. You go back on her page, she's got races. I like the confidence that they have in her bumping up, and they keep her in this race. I think she can sit a little bit further back and just make that good run. I've seen some good efforts from her. It's been a long time since a win.
Right.
That's my biggest concern.
But
value is there.
Here's the thing: the value is there. My other issue is that I'm not quite just getting on her in the mornings. I'm not quite sure she's going to be in love with this if it stays sealed.
Okay.
That's where my problem is.
All right.
And now kind of being in the Jamie Ness barn, things may change a little bit because of that. But I completely understand the value of having her on top. So Canoodle, there we have it. Keith, you also have Watch Your Tone, Lacey Gaudette, Johan Rosado. We have a look-see from that race last out with Watch Your Tone and Proper Tire in that race as well.
I tell you what, she's run a lot of really good races, race after race after race after race on the page. Lacey's done a really good job with this 5-year-old mare. And Rosado, a picture-perfect kind of ride this afternoon as well. No real panic, sat inside, eases out a little bit, and just lets things develop. Going to wait for that seam, and he's going to get it. He's going to get a chance to find some room. And just even another little testing moment right there past the 3/16. He's looking around. The other one is doing their duel up front. Gets it here, gets the room, and really responds. Going to have to dig in late as Mama's G's Wish was coming on. She's not going to be here today. Doesn't have to deal with that one. Flow's going to be there. Speak Your Mind is quick. Olive Cat is fresh. Proper Attire, Spicy Margarita. They're going to be the targets for Watch Your Tone.
And there we have it, 1, 3, 5, 9 for Keith Fusel there in the 8th race. And our penultimate race of the weekend, allowance optional 40, going 6 furlongs on the dirt for the 4-year-olds and up. You and I also agree on the number 5, Raminsky. This is in the barn of Kieran McGee. Looking for win number 3 in a row. We're taking a look at last win. Yeah.
When the McGee barn gets these horses rolling off the claim, they keep it going, and they run fast. I saw the horse the other day going long. He ran like another 96 buyer on the front end. We've seen Brother Conway. We've seen it now with Ruminski. And he's going to have some speed to deal with to his inside, no doubt about it. Top Boss is quick. But you saw the way he did that. 22, 245, and 3 with something left. I think he can sit chilly just outside of Top Boss if he wants. Throws the gauntlet down mid-turn and maybe see you later from there. But Ego Man if things get tangled up around the turn and you're looking for anybody to rally into it, it's going to be the 1 or the 6, in my opinion. Ego, man, you look at the figs, kind of the way they're going. You're waiting for this horse to pop right back up. Going to be his 3rd try at Laurel. Has a win over this racetrack. He doesn't necessarily need to lead. I know he's been up forward in the past couple of races. I think J-Rod can get him to relax a few lengths back if need be and make a run into this pace because it's going to be really hot and heavy. Jeopardy James, you saw that move last time out, and the 2 other then. It'll work again here today with X-Man.
There we have it. 5, 1, 6, 8 for Keith Fustel there in before the finale. Now we're at the finale here for Sunday and the whole weekend, and claiming 5,000. 7 furlongs on the dirt for the girls 4 and up. Keith, you have the number 5, Lucky Lorraine for Mary Epler, and with Martina Rojas gets in the saddle, and also the blinkers on as well.
Yeah, going to tweak some things here with the blinkers going on. This was another one that hasn't had the cleanest of trips over the last couple races. You got a horse like No More Mask is going to bring a ton of play in here. Hasn't won in a while, has some speed, and I think the race might go through No More Mask. But Lucky Lorraine has run well at a 1-turn mile in the past, has run well at the 2-turn mile. Back to 7/8. Been okay at 7/8. I think it's going to work today with Rojas. Just needs to get out of the gate. If she escapes that first 1/8 of a mile, she'll settle back. But I think there's going to be enough of a pace presence up front. Maybe even Gold Time Vixen gets involved, along with I Have Courage, to pressure No More Mask, because if the 3 clears, she could be gone on the front end. Lucky Lorraine to make a steady, grinding type of run to get you a price winner in the nightcap.
There we have it. 5, 6, 3, 2 for Keith in the last on this Sunday. Let's dive in to those picks a little bit more. Let's talk about your best bet and your value play of the day. The best bet being Brother Conway in race number 6, number 4 at 7-2 for Tim Keefe and Forest Boys.
Yeah, I mean, Brother Lad is stretching out off only 1 sprint. Bottom side, though, there's multiple route winners in this family. The barn is just on a roll. It's on a tear. The jock's riding great. I just think we'll be a little bit closer, I think, mid-turn than what it was last time out sprinting. Brings a progression to get it done. Golden Lad, 18%, as we talked about with the dirt routers.
Let's talk about an ex-Tim Keefe horse in Canoodle in your value play down the barn of Jamie Ness in race number 8 at 10-1 on the rail.
Well, it was just a stat that jumped out at me. 54% or whatever it was, 60%. It was just unreal. Off a decent sample size with the fillies and mares. Canoodle, they raise up. They keep this one in the race, scratch the other one. I wish that one would have stayed in to add more flow. When she's right, and I'm thinking they think maybe they've got her kind of back to the old Canoodle. Yeah, she'll run into this. If not win it, because it's been a long time. She's kind of lost track of where the winner's circle is. She might find it today, but I think in your tries and supers, exactas, she's a definite user at the price that you just might get.
Absolutely, and there we have it. Thank you guys so much for joining us here this weekend, and as we get you prepped up for Super Bowl. And of course, big congratulations to Troy, Forrest, and Cal this weekend. What a weekend! What a weekend that we've had, as far as just kind of notches and lines in the history books.
Yeah, we've got a big weekend next weekend with some big stakes. So get tied on with it. We got the Fritchie, right?
Yes.
We got the George. So it's going to be an interesting week ahead of us.
And we will head on over, of course, to Dave Rodman for some more changes and scratches.
All right, good luck.